Welcome to DW, sir. Thank you very much for your time today. We just heard there the mother of one of the students killed in the crackdown on protests. Can I ask you, will your government apologise and resign following the violence and the deaths of so many students?
Well, thank you for your question. The story you just played, it was really heartbreaking. There's no doubt about that. But there's some more to it in the whole story. Still the global media are stuck into an equation, which is a binary, which is the government versus the student protesters. But that's not the case at all. There's a third-party infiltration involvement into this, and the third party being the BNP and Jamaat and Shibi, the Islamic radicals who are actually carrying out some of the destructions and the violence. And very unfortunately, of course, some people got stuck into the situation, and we saw the casualties. Therefore, the government has declared to form, and actually has been already formed, a judicial inquiry committee, and that is going to be independently, thoroughly investigate everything, each one of the casualties, and then bring the perpetrators or the responsible people to book. That is our commitment. But let me give you some context in this. If I can give you some context, that will help you understand. During the protest, first of all, you mentioned the 18th July, all this thing happened. Most of the people don't know on 18th July, there was no quota in the country because the court already made a declaration of the status quo of the High Court verdict. Therefore, there's no quota, so there's no point of making any protest.
So I'm going to have to interrupt you. I do understand this is an incredibly complicated situation, and as you say, many factors involved, but I do need to bring you back to the question and the fact that at least 200 students have died on the watch of your government. So can I ask again, will your government apologise? And will it not resign? I mean, what moral standing does the government of Sheikh Hasina have when it's presided over the deaths of so many people, mostly students?
First of all, 200 students did not die. The total death toll the government found out is 150. And out of 150, there are many people who are burned down by the anarchists and the attackers. And we could not even identify their identity. So they were burned down when they set fire. Some of the anarchists and the attackers set fire. So policemen were there. And there are many members of the ruling party are also there. So we are not going to discriminate who died. Our commitment is to protect peace and protect the lives of the people. And when you see an infiltration of some militant group into the process, and the government's job is to try to protect the lives and restore peace. So in an effort to try to do this, government is doing it. See, in the process of this protest, we saw that the jailbreak that leading to escape the 820 prisoners, including 9 high-level jihadists. They looted the firearms, ammunitions. 160 prison staff were hostage. They damaged 235 police facilities. They completely destroyed 69 police posts and killing of many police officers and then hanged them upside down. Those are the kind of things we saw. 1,117 policemen injured, and 132 of them are in a very critical condition. So they repeatedly attempted to attack the police stations. So my thing is, they attacked the metro rail station, they attacked the BTV, all the key point installations. We see a clear handwriting of the BNP and Jamaat and the Islamic radicals into this. The government job
if I could just come back to your point, sir, just to make sure that we clarify this. You talked about third parties, anarchists and attackers. I'd just like to take a look at some footage that we have of a student protester, Abu Saeed, being shot by police. Now, this is verified footage, I should say, by Amnesty International. And it is just one example of police violence. So what can you tell our viewers about such incidents of seemingly obvious brutality by the police, not by third parties?
Okay, so our stand is very clear. First of all, our objective was to send out the law enforcement agency to diffuse tension and to protect the human lives and to protect and to restore peace. But in the process, we do not deny that some of the police members did not do anything unlawful. That's the reason why we have already formed the judicial committee to investigate thoroughly, and we have made the commitment to bring everyone responsible for any casualty to bring to book. That's what we have said it clearly. But now tell me, the leaders of the student protesters, they also claimed and clearly mentioned, and it's on the media, that they also denounced all these destructions and the violence. They also said they don't want to be the shield and be abused by the third party, the militant force, to create anarchy in the country. So our position and the student leaders' position is also the same on this particular situation. Some of the students who lost their friends right next to them, they came out to the social media and said they believe their friend did not get killed by the police because the distance between them and the police and so many people between them were there. They believe they got killed by some of the anarchists who killed them because they wanted to create some kind of tension in the society so that they can eventually topple the government. So in the equation, I would appeal to everyone to understand, get the clear picture of it, the real picture of it, the third party intrusion and their infiltration. And because of that, the way they, flare up the tension, and because of that, many unfortunate incidents had happened. And we do not deny that.
Sir, if I can ask you an important question in this, because of course, I understand, I can hear your argument, but of course, what's happening in Bangladesh right now is being watched by the world. You spoke about an investigation. I know your government has announced an independent judicial committee to look into what happened. The UN, the United Nations, though, is demanding an impartial international inquiry into the violence. Now, is that not a better idea for the sake of credibility both within Bangladesh and to other countries observing what's happening and who are already voicing criticism of the situation they see unfolding?
First of all, Bangladesh is an independent and sovereign country. We have our institutions and they are quite capable of doing it, dealing with it very well. We have already formed an independent judicial committee. But of course, they are going to do it. But of course,